Here is the most modern cycle works in Europe, and backed by the world's largest production resources, Phillips cycles are produced from true temper steel, the secret of their strength. Some 4,000 people are employed in the Phillips organization on the production of modern cycles and components made by the latest scientific methods. These organizations have built up a worldwide reputation, as also has the skill and enterprise of these thousands of workers. The use of jigs on every stage of production eliminates any possible human error, ensuring the complete reliability of the product. Phillips' rugged strength lies in the reinforcing of vital parts. Accurate construction is ensured by the use of jigs at every stage of frame manufacture. Modern production methods are everywhere in use. The rear stay end is spot welded before being brazed. And now a vital part of the cycle, the fork, the unit that is to take every shock. A special care is taken on this unit. Every fork blade has a strengthening liner incorporated and is assembled on a jig. In this modern brazing shop, the frames assume their final shape. Specially constructed machines facilitate the brazing, whilst the use of distance pieces eliminates any possible distortion by expansion and contraction. Now comes the brazing of the bottom bracket and the head tube. At every stage, the frame is subjected to a jig check to ensure it is perfectly true before being passed on to the assembly bays. The Newtown Lion Works come the complete components from the big factories of the group at Birmingham. Wonderful automatic machines produce perfect components. Whilst in the press shops, endless machines work with robot-like efficiency, creating precision-made components. Most of these parts will be used to make bicycles in the various assembly factories throughout the country. Even the smallest parts of the cycle, for instance the peg that secures the pump on the frame, are given the same meticulous attention. A specially designed machine spot welds the two pegs in one operation. To withstand the extremes of tropical heat or Arctic conditions, and the general hard service to which cycles are put over years of service, a special treatment is given to the frames in this bath. The frames destined to carry the superfine finish for which Phillips cycles are justly renowned are put through this plant where the special finish is applied. Beautiful flamboyant colors, kingfisher blues, Italian reds, and so on through the gamut of the spectrum. The range of superb colors and finishes wanted throughout the world. Skilled hands, using a simple device, line the frames, creating the finished sleek appearance which makes every Phillips cycle a delight to the eye. The ever-increasing world demand for these cycles is emphasized in this orderly mass of frames feeding the conveyor systems to the assembly bays. But before any single frame is passed forward, another even more stringent test is carried out. The alignment of the backstay, chain stays and head tube. And then, and only then, when the frame passes with full marks, can it be conveyed to the assembly bays. A good product is proud to carry the mark of its makers. Every frame carries a specification card, which stays with it during its whole journey through the factory. This gives the details of the specification for each individual cycle. In another part of the factory, the thread on the fork head is turned accurately and efficiently on this ingenious machine. Now the cycle really begins to take shape as the first stages of assembly is realized. As any living organism depends on its heart for lifeblood, so the cycle is entirely dependent on the bottom bracket. This is indeed the heart of the cycle, and as such it must provide the maximum traction with the minimum effort. The Phillips cycle meets all these demands and more. Once again the assembly card is checked, and in every stage of assembly, inspection and fitting, it plays its part, so that each individual machine will be correct in specification to the smallest detail. Nimble fingers, happy faces, and wheels that are both strong and true. Practice makes perfect, and tube and cover join the wheel in a matter of seconds, with no swearing allowed. The conveyor systems, rolling on in endless miles through the various departments, are the arteries of the factory, carrying the right components to the right place at the right time. In the store, to receive the right type of brakes. A check on the specification card again. The right saddle, pedals, and so on. Each unit of the conveyor carries the frame and all components relating to that individual cycle, so that this unit finally emerges complete in every detail at the assembly bays. The assembly bays are a hive of activity with hundreds of cycles pulsating through, each receiving its correct parts and receiving the individual attention of the craftsmen who build it. In the inspection bays and after alignment tests, each and every cycle is carefully checked for both specification and finish. All the care that has been taken in manufacturing and finish could be damaged for want of protective wrappings, and in the smallest detail, the Phillips thoroughness is evident. The cycles are shortly to leave the endless conveyor systems that have carried them right from the start. Here, under one roof, is probably the largest store of cycles in Europe, all awaiting dispatch to every part of the globe. The home markets are catered for by Phillips' own fleet of transport, which delivers to every town and village in the British Isles. Each cycle is carefully packed with protective covers separating each cycle. So great has been the worldwide demand for Phillips cycles, the organization has had to extend the works for both assembly and dispatch in other parts of the country. This view is of a new extension in the Midlands. Daily, orders flow in from every part of the world, testifying to the quality of the Phillips product. For these shipments, the cycles are bulk packed. The United States are famous for their mass production methods, but even to that market the Phillips cycles go, thousands at a time. For this important market, a different type of packing is used. Each cycle is packed in its own individual carton. A good design, produced to the highest standard, in one of the most modern factories of the world. The product satisfies markets everywhere, from tropical heats to the northern wastes. As ships and planes travel the highways of the world, so Phillips cycles travel the highways and byways to the world's markets and to the appreciation of users everywhere.